gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shout Around? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
He was a father, a brother, a son. In November, somebody shot and killed P.D. Edwards right here in Baltimore. His body was found weeks later, 3 hours north of here in New Jersey. WMAR2 News' Jack Watson spoke with P.D.'s family tonight. Jack?
Yeah, Jamie, that family has been through a great deal the last few months. They only just got his remains this past weekend on New Year's Eve, 200 miles north in New Jersey. His brother and his sister sat down with me to tell me their story.
We knew immediately something was wrong.
P.D. Edwards always answered his phone. But a few months ago, not only did he not pick up, it was totally off.
My brother didn't deserve what happened to him. You know, there's no perfect human being, but what happened to my brother, he did not deserve.
Okay, so to me, it sounds like he potentially could have been involved in demon time activities. He could have been potentially thug maxed, and it led to his death. Now, do we know that for a fact? Not really, not yet. It's a little too soon to know, but I'm sure that he was involved in things that he probably wasn't totally privy to, that it would lead to his demise in this way. But like I say, man, when you are outside, as they say in the community, and you are involving yourself in dealing with these super gremlins, you have to understand that there is no love, there is no trust, there is no black male camaraderie and all this kind of stuff. These ninjas will kill you.
Father of 6, a handyman with aspirations to start his own business. All that cut short with a bullet last November.
A lot of hurt, of course, sorrow, grief, anger, just because my brother was so nice and so loved by so many people. And to think that this happened to him, this is never anything we thought would happen to him, because he was loved so much.
It was here on Decker Avenue in Baltimore where family called police to report Edwards was missing. That was on November 1st. It would be more than a month, December 9th, before his body was found, pulled from the Hackensack River in Secaucus, New Jersey, just outside New York City. The family says they have some idea who might have killed P.D. They're hoping for an arrest warrant in the near future.
Closure, especially for my mother, because it hurt me when she's hurt.
But police tell me they have not confirmed a suspect yet. In the meantime, the family must wait for the wheels of justice to turn, holding on to the memories of P.D.
Just to know that my brother was a real person and that he was loved and that he did not deserve what happened to him.
Well, according to Metro Crime Stoppers, there is an $8,000 reward for more information in this case, Jim.
And tonight, a woman is searching for answers after her brother was murdered in Baltimore City and his body found miles away in a river in New Jersey.
Metro Crime Stoppers has an $8,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest. WJZ is live on your corner tonight.
And Kelsey Kushner spoke with the family, who is now desperate for answers tonight. Kelsey.
Vic, well, the sister of P.D. Edwards says that her family is just heartbroken over his death. She says that he was a father, he was a friend, he would stop and help just about anybody who needed it. Now, right now, there are no arrests that have been made in his case, and his family is demanding answers.
I love you, sis. Call me if you need me.
It's been 2 months since Torrento Brown heard her brother's voice for the last time.
And I can still hear him saying that, but that's all I have now is just the memories.
Brown says her brother, 39-year-old P.D. Edwards, was reported missing November 1st. Homicide detectives say evidence shows he was shot and killed outside his house on North Decker Avenue in Baltimore City. His car was found damaged and abandoned in Baltimore County, but his body was nowhere to be found.
Dang, and whoever did this, did a lot of work to conceal their activities. So he was dealing with some real street ninjas, okay? And the funny thing is, the community glorifies real street ninjas. Oh, you ain't no real street ninja. You corny. Somebody said in my comment section, you corny, you corny. Thank God, okay? Because if I was a real street ninja, this would be my fate.
Until December 9th, when investigators say a fisherman found Edwards wrapped in plastic and floating in a New Jersey river.
Angry because my brother was treated like garbage and he did not deserve. I cannot fathom what he could have done to make someone so angry.
Edwards was a father to 6 children, the youngest just 4 months old. Brown says his personality was larger than life and he was always the first to help anyone who needed it. His death left a permanent scar on his family.
You may have ended his life, but we carry the pain from it, and we'll never be the same.
Metro Crime Stoppers put out an $8,000 reward for information in the case. Brown says police have strong leads as to who committed the crime, but so far no arrests have been made.
It would mean justice for my brother, you know, and closure for my mom and the rest of the family, his friends, his children.
Now, we did reach out to the city state's attorney asking for more information about this case, the evidence that was submitted, and if they have any potential suspects, but they did tell us that they do not comment on open investigations. Reporting live tonight, Kelsey Kushner for WJC.
According to police, 28-year-old David Boykin, a local artist who went by President Davo, was shot and killed in East Baltimore on Friday. As that search for a suspect continues, Fox 45's Rebecca Pryor has more on how the victim is being remembered.
Playing for sold-out shows and cheering crowds. This was the lifelong dream of Baltimore-based rapper David Boykin, better known by his stage name, President Davo. Who friends and family say was on the brink of his big break.
He was special because of his voice. His voice was like a tool in itself. It was like an instrument in itself.
He was somebody that everybody looked at as one that could get out and be representation for the city.
But last Friday, Boykin's life and rising music career abruptly cut short. According to police, around 6 p.m., Boykin found dead near Clifton Park, suffering from several gunshot wounds.
Woo! So, guys, what you have to understand, if you are a rapper, a black rapper, if you're any other race of rapper, this doesn't pertain to you, but if you are a black rapper, you are subject to the same, if not more, of the same demon time activities that the everyday black man has to endure, okay? So, by being a rapper, you have an even bigger target on your back. And, you know, the way that they move, flashy, you can't be missed in many venues. So I feel bad for the guy. Haven't listened to his music, but I'm sure it was about demon time activities, most likely drill, you know, shoot 'em up, bang, bang type stuff. So a lot of these guys are pretty much speaking into existence the fate that they end up suffering, and that's a shame. But I'll tell you what, hip-hop is obviously cursed. I don't care what anybody says. It is what it is, okay? What was known as a art form to express yourself and express your most authentic self, living in an urban environment, urban impoverished environment, whatnot, with the dance and, you know, the hopscotch and all this kind of stuff, jump rope, you know, that culture is long gone. You don't see people break dancing to drill music anymore, okay? It's not about having fun and, you know, having a boom box and DJing and mixing and all this kind of stuff. It's about drilling, willing, dealing, and killing. So the curse will not be uplifted unless the content changes, which it's not going to change. So if you are a drill rapper and, you know, you're speaking of these things, just understand that you are, every time you get in that booth, record a song and then upload it to the internet, you're painting a target on your back, whether you have real ops or not. See, a lot of these rappers are manufacturing ops, which I've spoken on in the past, talking about fake beefs that don't really exist, that then turn into real beefs because you're saying, can't nobody try me, ain't nobody gonna try me, I'ma up the 40 if somebody da. And then another black man hears that song and he's like, he said he gonna up the 40 when somebody do something, man, this ninja a hoe, I don't believe him. And then they're gonna try you on that. So this is exactly what happened to President Davo. And like I said, he was probably mixed up in some other things in the streets. I don't know in particular, but like I said, I mean, hip hop is cursed. Take it however you want it. You can get mad at me, but who you need to be mad at is the person or the super gremlins on Demon Time who are doing this type of crime to your favorite artists.
Yeah, we live in a treacherous city.
Boykin's manager and close friend, Lorenzo Bird.
I got so much to say to him, like, but yeah, nah, just tell him that I love him.
Claiming tragedies like these becoming all too common for those involved in Baltimore's music industry.
We losing our kids, man. We losing them to the jail, to the streets, to death, to all of that.
As the search for a suspect continues, Boykin's loved ones praying for answers while mourning what this loss means to them and this city.
He was a city hero.
According to fellow Baltimore City rapper Stars, Boykin was much more than an entertainer. He was an activist, known for giving back to his community with a deep passion.
He was an activist throwing up a gang sign. And I'm not trying to be too harsh on this young man, but I mean, when are we gonna learn? You know, this set that he was repping is probably what got him killed.
For partnering with local drug abuse prevention programs.
The opioid craze is going on. He was helping fight against that because he wanted kids to stop taking medicine and pills as popular. He was in those kind of things. He was for the neighborhood. He was for.
So he's saying he was against the opioid epidemic. Like I said, I haven't listened to his music, but I guarantee if we listen to the music, he's gonna be talking about wheeling, dealing, and keeling.
For, you know, the kids.
On a mission to bring Baltimore to a better place.
Baltimore, do you agree with me? I lost my dog and lost a piece of me.
Both Stars and Bird say it's a mission they hope will live on through his music and the 3 young children Boykin now leaves behind.
Go to his YouTube, stream his videos, all his proceeds and everything going to his kids.
Was one of the greatest from our city. And whether he knew it or not, like, he will be remembered for being one of the best here.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Janquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on Demon Time.
Another big story we're following tonight. Across Baltimore, many are mourning the loss of a local artist who was murdered, as police identified a man found shot in East Baltimore on Friday as 28-year-old David Boykin. Now, you may know him by the stage name President Davo, and now that search is on for the suspected killer. WJZ is live at 11 o'clock tonight. Christina Mendez highlights how the victim is being remembered now. Christina.
Hey, Rick. So the 28-year-old is said to be remembered by the way that he lived and not necessarily by the way his life was taken here in Baltimore City. Behind all of the lights, the cameras flashing and entertaining, there stood 28-year-old David Boykin, a Baltimore artist who went by President Davo. But those who knew him and loved him say he was much more.
So as you can see, he does have face tattoos, which could mean anything, but it's definitely an indicator of thug maxing. Okay, so he was 100% thug max, and the problem is when you rap these types of lyrics, you don't know what type of enemies you are creating.
he was a city hero for real.
Boykin died Friday after police say someone shot him several times on Cliftwood Avenue in East Baltimore. Friend and fellow artist Stars says he was a pulse in the city's heart.
So tell him how great he was and how, nobody was really on his level, and how he was the most talented person in Baltimore.
While detectives piece together what played out, many are left in mourning and reminiscing on memories.
It was so welcoming, so warming, yo.
Aunt Williams says this includes helping with a music video for one of the artist's earliest remixes that continues to rack up millions of views on YouTube today.
We see the talent, we see the passion he had for music. So the love he had for his people.
While Boykin leaves behind a trove of melodies, friends and family say their hope is to carry his words forward for the 3 young children now without a father.
Give Davo one thing back, I would just say let's help take kids, man. He lives for that, man.
And tonight, Metro Crime Stoppers is offering an $8,000 reward for arrest and charges in this case. Reporting live tonight at 11, I'm Christina Mendez for WJZ.
Someone knows something. Hopefully they come forward. Christina, thank you.
It's been 1 month since a gunman killed a local rapper. Now people know him as President Davo. He was killed in the Clifton Park neighborhood. Now Baltimore police say that they've caught his killer. WMER 2 News' Brittany Werner with more on the arrest.
Charging documents show David Boykin, also known as President Davo, was sitting on his porch on this block when his shooter came up attacking him, striking him multiple times.
It's a terrible thing that our young men are killing each other. We need to stop that.
Heartfelt.
So she says it's a terrible thing that the young men are killing each other. But what they're not realizing is a lot of them voted for this, protested for this, advocated for this, defunded the police for this, and whatnot. I mean, the enabling starts with the political movements that you back. That's the reality. It's unfortunate that this happened to the young man, but we're not going to sit here and act like he was just innocent and he didn't do anything and he didn't live this type of life and he wasn't participating in this type of life. We're not going to do that.
Words from Miss Vanessa after hearing the man who shot David Boykin, who many knew as President Davo, was arrested after confessing to his murder.
One less gun on the street, so that's a plus. I didn't know.
One less gun on the street. Lord have mercy. They still cannot differentiate the gun from the gun holder, the gun user. They're blaming the gun instead of the individual. I mean, it's ridiculous. They're blaming an inanimate object instead of the individual who did the deed. We're not, I mean, when somebody gets stabbed to death, we're not saying, oh, well, thank God there's one less kitchen knife in the kitchen, right? There's one left butcher knife in the kitchen. Thank God they got this butcher knife off the street. No, we're talking about the individual who did it. So I don't see why we can't use that same logic when it comes to these super gremlins on Demon Time.
Know that he was a rapper, but I was sorry about what happened to him.
We showed you before on October 6th when police responded to the 2000th block of Cliffwood Avenue after Boykin was shot while sitting outside. Charging documents show surveillance footage in the area helped lead police to Earl Lee, whose vehicle was seen leaving the scene after that shooting. Lee was on probation and was scheduled to meet his parole and probation officer on November 8th. When he arrived, he was arrested, and police performed a search and found a 9mm handgun underneath the driver's seat of his car. And after speaking with detectives, he admitted the gun was his and confessed to murdering David Boykin. Miss Vanessa says she's left wondering when the crime in her community will get better and when the criminals will get what they deserve.
When they keep arresting the same person over and over again, how about starting a boot camp? Gives them discipline. Prison is supposed to be rehabilitation, not revolving door.
Brittany Werner, WMAR 2 News.
The big story at 5 o'clock, an arrest in the murder of a Baltimore rapper, and tonight the bizarre way that police found this suspect. Hello everybody, I'm Rick Ritter.
And I'm Nikki Zizaza. The victim was professionally known as
President Davo, a father of 3 who was shot on October 6th. Police say he used cameras and license plate readers to track down the suspects in the case.
And WJZ investigator Mike Halgren live in East Baltimore tonight where that arrest happened, and he picks up the story from here. Mike.
Rick and Nikki, we're at the Department of Parole and Probation, and the suspect had an appointment to check in here in another criminal case. Authorities learned about it. He parked his car right on the street where I'm standing, and they were able to take him into custody.
It was never a time that I had a doubt. That was never the case. I'm hella great.
Police have made an arrest in the murder of David Boykin, better known as President Davo, a 28-year-old Baltimore rapper. He was shot multiple times on a porch along Cliftwood Avenue near Clifton Park and collapsed between 2 parked cars, leaving his many fans and friends in mourning.
I tell him how great he was and how, nobody was really on his level, and how he was the most talented person in Baltimore.
Charging documents WJZ obtained lay out how police tracked down the alleged killer, 27-year-old Earl Lee. They obtained video.
So as you can see, Earl Lee also has the Thug Max signature, the face tattoo. So this was what appears to be a face tattoo showdown. These super gremlins are on demon time.
From neighbors' cameras near the crime scene, found the suspect's car and license plate, then used license plate readers and cameras to track him through the city. They identified Lee, who had a prior criminal record and an upcoming parole and probation appointment. Members of the Regional Auto Theft Task Force were waiting when Lee showed up to see his parole officer in East Baltimore. He was driving the same vehicle used the day of the murder. Officers arrested him without incident. Those who live near the murder scene are stunned at how it all unfolded.
He was brave to be driving his own car and reporting to probation. Knowing what he did, that's gutsy. Real gutsy.
Police found a loaded 9mm handgun with a bullet in the chamber under the driver's seat. Police say Lee was not allowed to possess a weapon after an assault conviction just 9 months ago. He was also driving on a suspended license.
Nobody deserves to die. That man didn't deserve to be judge and jury.
I don't want to be a play.
President Davo, on the verge of stardom, made Baltimore part of his music. He was a dad with 3 young children.
I guess the street's safer with him gone, but it still don't bring President Davo back.
Now, police say the suspect in this case waived his Miranda rights and gave a full confession to the murder. They have not revealed what they believe was the motive for the killing. Reporting live in East Baltimore, Mike Halgren, WJZ.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.